So what that means is you're going to be given a trinomial that's missing a factor. So let's say we have this. We have x squared plus 2x plus, I don't know. So how do we find c? They gave us a and b, but how do we find c? Well, you're thinking of factors that when you multiply them give you this number, that when you add them would give you 2. Well, the easiest way to find that would be to use this formula for completing the square, which is b over 2 squared. So let's take our b, which in this case is 2. We're going to divide it by 2, and then we're going to square the answer. Well, 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 squared is going to equal 1. So my answer here is 1. There you go. It's that easy. Let's try another one. If we have x squared minus 6x plus what? Well, let's use our formula. We have b, which in this case is negative 6, over 2 squared. So 3 will be the answer inside here because 2 goes into 6 3 times, but we have a negative. So we're going to do negative 3 squared. That's negative 3 times negative 3, which is going to equal positive 9. So your answer is 9. All right, let's try some more. We have x squared plus 12x plus what? All right, taking our formula again, which is b divided by 2 all squared. So our b is 12 divided by 2, 12 6 times. 6 squared equals 36. So our answer here is 36. Let's look at this one. We have x squared minus 5x plus what? All right. Again, let's use our formula right up here. I'm going to say b, which is negative 5, divided by 2 squared. And since 2 can't go into negative 5, that's fine. We're just going to go ahead and square each of those individually. So negative 5 times negative 5 is going to give me a positive 25. And 2 times 2 is going to give me 4. So my answer here would be 25 fourths. Okay? Now there are some times when you're going to have to put them in standard order. Like, for instance, this problem, where we have 8x plus x squared plus what? Well, let's go ahead and put this in standard order, putting the x squared first, plus 8x plus what? Using the same formula again, we're going to do b divided by 2 all squared. So 2 goes into 8 4 times. 4 squared is going to give us 16. So my answer here is 16. All right. So now we can solve by completing the square. So here we go. We have x squared plus 16x equals negative 15. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my b, which in this case is 16. I'm going to divide it by 2 and then square it, which is going to give me 8 squared, which is going to give me 64. All right. So write down what they gave you ahead of time. X squared plus 16x now plus 64 equals, okay, now we have to add this part in here, negative 15. And to complete the square, we need to factor and multiply on each side here, or factor and add on each side here. So I'm going to also add 64 to this side as well, okay, which allows me to factor this into 2 separate binomials, and I'm going to get x plus 8 equals negative 15 plus 64 gives me 49. Okay, so this gives me x plus 8 equals, well, let's square root 49. That's going to give me plus or minus 7. So we get plus or minus 7. And since you have a plus and a minus, just means you split it. So I'm going to get x plus 8 equals 7. And x plus 8 equals negative 7. And your final answers here, on this side, x would equal negative 1. And on this side, x would equal negative 15. All right, let's try one more of those. All right, we have x squared minus 4x minus 6 equals 0. First, let's go ahead and complete the square. Even though we have a c, so to speak, you still want to complete the square. So I'm going to take my b, which is negative 4. I'm going to divide it by 2, and I'm going to square it. So 2 goes into negative 4, negative 2 times, and I'm going to square that, giving me 4. So let's rewrite our problem. We have x squared minus 4x now plus 4. Let's go ahead and move this 6 over here. And when we do that, we take its opposite sign, giving it positive 6. Okay? And again, what you do to one side, if you're going to add 4 here, you need to do it to the other side, which means you need to add 4 here. All right, let's go ahead and factor this out. Factors of 4 that when you add or subtract them give you 4, or a negative 4. That would be x minus 2, x minus 2. And right here we have 6 plus 4, which is going to be 10. All right, which here will be 10. So if I take x minus 2 equals plus or minus 10, since I cannot square root the 10 all the way, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and square root it. And that just means that I'm going to get x minus 2 equals the square root of 10, positive, and x minus 2 equals negative 10 square rooted as well. We can't square root the 10 in this case, so we just go ahead and keep it there. But we do want the x by itself. So on this, my x is not by itself, so I'm going to add 2. I'm going to add 2 to both of these. So that way I get x equals 2 plus the square root of 10, because that's a positive square root. And here I'm going to get x equals 2 minus the square root of 10. So those would be my final answers for this particular type of problem. All right, well, I hope that helped.